What's happening, everyone? JayShockblast here, and check it out. We are on Marvel's Spider-Man from Insomniac Games, one of the best, if not the best, versions of Spider-Man in a video game ever. And I am just so thrilled. I wish I could play through this game all over again for the first time. One of my favorite aspects about every Spider-Man game, and this one in particular, is unlocking different costumes for Spider-Man to wear. This game has 28 different costumes and suits and 24 powers. Not every suit comes with a power, but you are going to be looking forward to unlocking lots of suits in this game, with possibly more coming in DLC down the line. In this video, we're going to take a look at all of the suits and talk about the different powers that you can unlock with them. So the suit that we're starting off with here is not necessarily the suit that you start off with in the game, but this is the advanced suit. This suit was made by Insomniac for this game, and it is phenomenal. I would not even be opposed if this ended up becoming the standard Spider-Man suit moving forward. I love working in the white to the suit, and I love the bigger logo with the long white arms and everything. It kind of reminds me of Venom, and obviously of the, symbiote suit and everything like that. This suit's phenomenal, and I love it, and it comes with the power of Battle Focus, which is a hybrid biomembrane rapidly generates focus for a short period of time. So essentially what that is going to do is when you use it, you are going to generate focus, which will let you do special moves. It'll let you heal yourself, all sorts of stuff like that. So as you can see, the focus bar was full, and he was able to go in and do like an instant kill, essentially. So that is the first power that you unlock with the advanced suit. The suit that you actually kind of start with is the classic suit, and as you can see right here, this is the suit that we kind of know and love. It's got the spider on the back, the traditional spider. It's got the spider on the chest, which is a lot smaller. This is a fine suit, don't get me wrong, and obviously it's what a lot of us grew up with, and it's definitely a great way to start. For once, Insomniac decided to start the game where you're not learning all about Peter Parker and Spider-Man as if this is the first time you ever saw him again. So we actually got to see Peter after he had been Spider-Man for quite a few years. I think he was Spider-Man for 8 years at this point. Now, this suit ends up coming with the Web Blossom, which you leap into the air and web everything in sight. And let me just tell you right now, Web Blossom is by far and away my absolute favorite power. I pretty much used it non-stop. Having that ability to, basically pin up a bunch of enemies all at once is really, really helpful. I know that there are some people that are going to like other powers, but that one honestly is the one that I use the most. And you unlock that very early in the game, so that's definitely something to keep in mind. You actually end up with this suit too, the classic suit damaged, after you kind of do the first part of the game. And I don't want to really spoil any story, but this is probably not a suit that you're going to wear other than that one exact moment that you have to early on. Obviously, it's basically just a classic suit with some battle damage. It does not come with any form of a power, but you're going to have this early on. The next suit that you unlock is the SpiderMan Noir Suit, and as you can see, it looks phenomenal. It comes with the Sound of Silence, which enemies can no longer call for backup when alerted. So this is definitely helpful if you want to use it. I mean, whenever an enemy sees you, if you're trying to kind of go through stealthily, there is the possibility that they could obviously, call for other people to back you up and blow your cover as you go through stealthily. I had a couple situations where everything was kind of spoiled, and I was trying to be all super secretive and stealthy, and it just didn't quite work out. So the Noir Suit's obviously been in a number of games before. It was in Shattered Dimensions. It was one of the 4 main eras that you played with. It was also recently in LEGO Marvel Superheroes 2. So this is a great version of it, man. It looks really phenomenal, and I didn't really use it that much, but I do like it. It's just kind of been there, done that for me when a lot of these suits were not like that. Now, this is a suit that a lot of people are going to love. This is the Scarlet Spider suit, and this is the Ben Reilly version of Scarlet Spider, and it comes with the suit power of Holo Decoy. Experimental AR tech spawns multiple Holo decoys that stun attack enemies before decaying. Now, I did like this power a little bit. I'm not going to be able to use it right away because we just depleted. And I love this suit. Oh, here we go. So, bam, you basically call in a couple different decoys, and the enemies will attack them. It's pretty cool. I mean, I didn't use it very much, but, you know, when you actually go into, like, photo mode like this, I mean, you gotta admit, that's kind of cool to see the two of them like that. Obviously, bad guys are all stupid, so they fall for stuff like that. This is a suit that I think a lot of people are going to love, and probably one of the most requested suits in all of the, you know, Spiderverse, if you will. I cannot tell you how many people I talked to that were like, yeah, man, Scarlet Spider, that's the suit that I really want. I definitely had a conversation with Blitzwinger about it. I know that was one that he was looking forward to, and my brother Eric was in the same position. I really love this suit. It's really great. It's the one that I used a lot early on, and like I said, you unlock it very, very early, so it works out really well. The next suit that you unlock is the Spider Armor Mark II suit. This is known as the Bulletproof Suit, and it actually comes with the power of Bulletproof. Magnetically polarized armor plating makes suit temporarily bulletproof against all enemies, even snipers. Now, this is actually very, very useful, especially if you are pinned down by snipers. Snipers are very challenging, and in this game, well, in most superhero situations, whether it's, you know, a video game or especially especially in TV and movies, it's the Stormtrooper effect. They're so terrible with their accuracy, and not in this game, though. In this game, this is like the best accuracy among shooting villains I have ever seen. So, you know, if you are struggling with snipers, it might be a power that you actually want to employ at some point. But I love this suit. It was really hard to leave it off my top 10 list. It's a really good suit. So you might enjoy this one early on, and that is that. So the next suit that we unlocked was the Secret Wars suit, and this almost looks like it's Miles Morales, and it's a really, really cool suit. I love the way that the blue spider on the back kind of, you know, goes around. This is from a very limited story. I think it was like a 5-issue story that was almost like an inspiration for Marvel Ultimate Alliance, where Spider-Man and Luke Cage and I think Wolverine and Daredevil and Captain America get called in by S.H.I.E.L.D. and they go in and do like this super secret quest, and then they kind of get mind wiped. So this comes with the suit power of Arms Race. Discharge amplified EMP builds up to stun enemies and disable their weapons. Now, this is a very, very useful suit power for sure. This is definitely a power that you can use when you need to... One of the things that you need to do to complete an area is to shock a certain amount of enemies. Obviously, guns come into play quite a bit. If you were to jump down into the middle of a gang and hit that power, it can be very, very helpful, because not having them not be able to shoot at you is huge. Because like I said, their accuracy in this game, amazing. So that is the Secret War suit. Next up, we have the Stark suit, and it comes with Spider Bro, where you call in a temporary little bot that shoots people for you. So we're gonna actually do this. Now I'm gonna be honest with you. I was very surprised at how many people were super excited about this suit. So there is Spider Bro right there. There were a lot of people that really, really liked this suit and wanted me to use it quite often. This is obviously the suit that he got in Captain America Civil War, and it's basically the suit that he wore in Avengers Infinity War, and of course his own movie Spider-Man Homecoming. I understand why people love it. It's a great suit, and I actually didn't use it nearly as much as I thought it would. So this is the Stark suit, and that is, I think, one that a lot of people are really going to enjoy. The next suit, and actually, I think that was one of... No, it was not. Never mind. The next suit is one of my favorites. It is the Negative suit, and it comes with negative shockwave, synchronized nanomesh particles to unleash a devastating wave of negative energy. Now, I don't think I really use this very much, but it is definitely a cool suit power. But this suit just looks amazing. There are a couple suits that really just feel very comic-y and kind of stick out in the kind of photorealistic type of environment that we find ourselves in here in New York City. So I think that is one of the great features of the suit. I haven't quite got my suit power back yet, so I can't really show off. But, you know, this is just... I love the way it contrasts. Obviously, Mr. Negative is a big part of the game. And obviously, this sticks out a little bit more when you go into the darker settings, which I think is one of the cool features of it. So, yeah. There we go. We got it. You did your superhero landing. So, Mr. Negative was actually a really cool villain for this game. And I don't know that we're going to be able to use that little blast of energy. But, obviously I used Times Square to kind of show everything off because I thought that was just really one of the cooler parts of New York City. But I love that suit, and it wasn't very easy to unlock. All these different suits require you to complete different scenarios. You know, some of them, you get all these little tokens that you see down on the bottom. So you have to complete different quests for a specific character I won't mention. There are backpacks you have to find, landmarks you have to find. Anyway, electrically insulated suit comes with electric punch. Kit bashed high discharge capacitors temporarily electrify gauntlets, electrifying enemies. This is considered the Electro Suit, and again, this is definitely another suit power that you're going to want to consider when you have some of those missions where, you know, you're fighting some baddies and you need to shock a certain amount of them. Every scenario you go into has extra goals. And based on you completing those extra goals is whether or not... Oh, he was asking for a high five. There we go. Based on you completing those extra, you know, parts of the quest or the goals is how many tokens you'll end up unlocking. I like this suit, but it's not really... I think this isn't even the first time we've seen this suit. This might have been in The Amazing Spider-Man 2. But there you go. That's another one of the suits and powers. The next suit is one that grew on me. I actually kind of like it a lot. This is Spider-Punk, and Spider-Punk was the first, one of the first character suits that you unlock as part of the pre-order DLC. There were 3 total, and all 3 of them were very useful. He comes with Rock Out, which blasts enemies with a wave of righteous sound. So as you can see there, oh, I didn't catch it at the right time, but he's got his guitar that he rocks out with, and this is actually Prowler from another kind of dimension, if you will. So it's what is it, Hubie Brown? I don't remember Prowler's real name, but like the suit, you kind of really have to go into photo mode to get the full appreciation for the suit. As you can see, he's got all these pins on his vest. He's got the UK, the Anarchy, you know, the Spider-Man, and then he's got the FNSM. So that's you know what to think. And then you have his shoes, which are Spider-Man Chuck Taylors. So oh, and of course the spikes on his head. So oi, oi, oi.
Dude.
High five. What's up? Definitely a great feature. You get 5 XP every time you do that. So Spider-Punk is definitely one that I think a lot of people are going to want to use. If you had the pre-order DLC, super helpful because all 3 suits that you get come with their powers, and they are kind of later, later powers. So next up we have the Wrestler Suit, and the Wrestler Suit comes with King of the Ring, web throw enemies without having to web them up. I didn't really use this power very much, and honestly, this is one of my least favorite suits. I really didn't use it very much, and I know there are actually some people that really did like this suit, and that's fine. He's got basically, it's just a bootleg suit basically. He's got his sweater on, some jeans, some boots, and he's going all WWE style. So again, not one that I used all. I don't think I used it at all really, except for when I did live streams and people asked for it. So there you have the Wrestler Suit. The next suit is Fear itself, and I actually really liked this suit quite a bit. It comes with quad damage, assistive nanomuscular temporarily deals massive damage. I tried this, and I'm going to be honest, I didn't really necessarily find the power that useful. Yes, you could, hurt enemies much faster, but I don't know. I kind of like Web Bloom more. I feel like it definitely affected more people. So this suit is one of my favorites in the game. Absolutely love this suit. I love the way it's kind of got that neon glow. So if you go in to a darker area, it's still very, very much easily seen. And I don't know, I just love this suit. I really do think it's a great suit. I've seen actually some hate for it on Twitter though, which was a little surprising to me. It's got the pretty cool gauntlets, which were kind of his weapon. Fear itself was a storyline that all the different characters ended up with these crazy suits, and it's pretty dope. I love this suit, so yeah, it was in my top 10. Next up, we have the Stealth Big Time Suit. So there's different versions of the Big Time Suit. There's one that has like red instead of the green here. A lot of people love this suit. I personally, not necessarily a favorite. And it does come with a suit power as well. It comes with the blur projector, which I'm going to be honest, I did not use this. I tried to use it once. I didn't love it. Create a distortion field that can obscure you from non-alerted enemies' vision. The problem is that when you use it, you can't really necessarily tell what's going on. I don't know if maybe I just used it wrong, if the point of using it was to put it out there and then anybody that was in the field couldn't see you. But I just didn't find it very useful, and it doesn't last that long either. So as far as powers go, that one was a little disappointing. But you might actually love the Stealth Suit, and if you do, that's great. So that was the Big Time Suit. The next suit that we have is one of my favorites. It's the End of the Earth Spider Armor Mark III suit. It comes with titanium alloy plates, excuse me, which is dynamic semi-liquid smart metal crystallizes to reflect all bullets except for sniper rounds back at the shooter. So obviously this can be very useful, as you see there. It's gonna, potentially damage enemies that are shooting at you, and there will be plenty. So that can definitely come in handy. I did not use it very much. This suit was one of my favorite suits in Marvel Heroes Omega. I would wear this quite often for Spider-Man, so it's not really much of a surprise that I loved it in this game too. I think it came out really, really well. So yeah, and I love that the helmet kind of makes him look a little bit like Red Hood. The next suit that we have is Spider-Man 2099, and it comes with low gravity, decreased gravity while in the air. So obviously, as you can see here, when you're in the air, it makes you a little bit, you're able to stay in the air longer, essentially. So I think we might actually be able to use it. Oops. Actually, I don't have the suit power right now, but anyway, this is Miguel O'Hara from 2099. The 2099 storyline, I think that actually came out in the 90s. There's a few different parts for 2099, and we've seen this suit before in Shattered Dimensions. It's also in Lego Marvel 2. So, as you can see, he just stays in the air longer. It doesn't really help when you're when you're not fighting anybody, but a lot of people were probably fired up for this suit, and rightfully so. I like it, but not as much as I like the other 2099 suit, which we'll get to in a little bit. I think because I've seen it before in other games, I didn't necessarily appreciate it nearly as much. And the power, I just really didn't use very much as well. So this suit, actually, let's go, we're going to skip ahead real quick. This is the Spider Armor Mark IV suit. It comes with defense shield, experimental magnetic, let's actually just go to it. Experimental magnetic weave generates an energy shield that temporarily absorbs all damage. So, you know, this is definitely something that's helpful for you. It's going to obviously protect you from getting damaged and hit for a short period of time. I didn't really find myself using it that much, though, just because I feel like it's a really big advocate for Web Bloom. I do like this suit a lot. I had a really hard time leaving it off my top 10 list. I love the way his spider kind of lights up on his chest. I love the metallic feel to it. This is a suit that he developed after he got his body back from Superior Spider-Man when Doc Ock was no longer in his body, and he now had you know, Parker Industries. He actually had a copy of the suit given to Prowler so that Peter Parker and Spider-Man could be seen at different places at the same time. So that's why it's kind of a little bit more metallic and everything like that, because it can switch back to being Prowler with like the click of a button. So that is a really cool suit. I wanted to skip ahead because the Iron Spider suit, another metallic suit, is a big time favorite of a lot of people, and this suit is also one of the pre-order bonuses. This is obviously the Avengers Infinity War suit. We do see it at the end of Spider-Man Homecoming, and it is phenomenal. Love this suit, and obviously I wanted the suit power to regenerate, which is why I skipped ahead, because he's got his arms, and these arms are going to fight with you, and they just look so cool. It's really a bang-up job. They were so useful. Like, you wouldn't think that they were nearly as useful as they ended up being. And I did actually use this a little bit while I was actually playing through the game. Oh, he actually has the power to, like, you know, call out different people. So, and handshakes, firm handshakes with everybody. So, this is one of the pre-order bonus suits. So, it is a suit that I used a little bit early on because I had access to it, you know, and this is a suit you don't really unlock until you're in the level 30s. So, you know, if you didn't get the pre-order bonus, it's going to be a while before you can use it, but it's totally worth it. It's such a fun suit. The last pre-order suit is actually this one right here, the Velocity suit, which gives you Blitz. And Blitz is going to micro gyros, allow for faster sprinting, and real-time momentum transfer, knocks down enemies. So you can literally run right through enemies. I don't think I used this power even once, but what I did use a lot was this suit. I love this suit. This suit is awesome, and it was very highly ranked on my top 10 list. I want to say it was number 2 or 3. It was very high, and I was very surprised by that. I love the way that the spider is kind of like that, you know, turquoise blue, that tealish kind of look. I love the way the spider goes all the way through the legs. This suit rules. I'm just such a big fan of this suit. I think they did a really great job with it, and again, just one of my favorites. Not even because of the power, just because it's such a clean, crisp, and awesome looking suit. So that is yet another one of our suits. Throw that trash can, Spidey. So that was the Velocity suit. And again, it's great that you were able to get it with the pre-order because it's a suit that you unlock so late in the game. This is actually one of the suits that I was hoping would be in the game. It is the Spirit Spider, and it comes with Spirit Fire. This is basically like the Ghost Rider Spider. It channels unstable waves of damaging ethereal energy from somewhere. I don't know if we got our suit power back. This looks really good in Spider-Man Limited. I don't know what I expected or why it didn't click 100% for me, but I don't know. I guess the skull just didn't. It looked too, skull to me, I guess. I don't know. That makes no sense probably, but I love the actual spider on his suit. It is an awesome suit, honestly. If some of the other suits weren't so impressive, it would probably have been, probably would have rated it even higher. Hopefully the suit power comes back because it's really cool. Like the effect of the suit power, I didn't really use it all that much. To be honest, it's an okay power, but still not one that I felt overly useful. I am hoping it comes back though because aesthetically it is very visually appealing. Maybe if we go over this a little bit slightly darker area. This is one of those suits that really shines when it's a little bit darker out. It's not cooperating with us. Actually, I just want to make sure I even assigned it. Yep, no, I did. But definitely a suit that I think a lot of people are really gonna like. And again, I did like it. Honestly, if it's probably like maybe 12 or 13 on my list out of the 28. So, unfortunately, the focus or the suit do have a recharge rate, and when you're making a video like this all in one take, there we go. It doesn't necessarily all add up. So yeah, aesthetically, this is phenomenal. Like I love the way that everything kind of plays off of him, and it is useful, but it's just a really cool looking suit. I think that's the best thing that it has going for it. Next up, we have the Spider-Man 2099 suit, which came with the Concussive Strike. Ventilated concussive technology temporarily sends enemies flying with every attack. I really didn't use this suit that much, or that power that much, but this suit was one of my favorites in the game, and I actually much more preferred this over the traditional suit, 2099 suit from Miguel O'Hara. This was from the all-new, all-different Spider-Man 2099, and it just looks so cool. I love the way that they did the spider on this one. I love it just really feels futuristic, which I think the definition of what feels futuristic from when the 2099 storyline originally came out and today has changed quite a bit, which is why it got a little bit of a refresh. So this is definitely an amazing suit, and I used it as much as I could, especially considering you had to be a pretty high level in order to unlock it. So the next suit is unquestionably the best suit in the game, and this is the vintage comic book suit. I think absolutely every single person that I've seen that's acquired this suit has said it is their favorite suit of the game. It comes with quips, which basically he can insult enemies as he does things, and I think it generates focus maybe. But the best part about this is it regenerates fast, so the suit power will actually be ready quicker when you have this one on, and you can basically go into quit mode and start insulting people, or you can pause the game, go into suit power, and then trade out another suit power that's more useful, use it, press pause, equip again, let it build up, press pause, rinse, lather, or lather, rinse, repeat, rinse, lather, repeat. I don't know. That expression never really made sense. I think they always do it out of order. This suit though, man, it looks like you're straight out of a playable comic book, and I honestly, the way it contrasts with the realistic background is just so cool. Like, honestly, I can probably do an hour-long video talking about just how much I love this suit. And, you know, it's so easy to see why. Like, honestly, if you've never seen this suit before, I think you're probably looking at it right now just saying, oh my goodness. Because it is just so cool. You can just see the way it contrasts with the realistic background, especially when you kind of like glide up to the sun. It's such a cool suit. And there we go. Just trying to. All right. There it is. Yeah, man, I love this suit. I could talk about it all day. It's just such a cool suit. I can't really. I can't believe that they had so much foresight to know just how awesome this would end up looking. And again, you know, it really kind of plays through when you put it into photo mode. You know, you're looking at just this realistic background. It looks like somebody drew Spider-Man on an actual picture. I mean, it's just such a pretty suit. And just like I said, I could literally talk about it all day.
I remember when my biggest worry was getting pictures of Spider-Man on Jameson's desk by noon.
So yeah, he'll basically say a bunch of really crazy things and all that. So not the most useful power, except for when you're doing kind of what I said. The Last Stand suit, I think this is a suit a lot of people actually really liked quite a bit. Comes with Unrelenting Fury. Enemies cannot block or interrupt your attacks, even if they have shields. It literally just lets you go Rambo and just destroy everybody. Believe it or not, didn't use it all that much, but it's a really cool suit. This is kind of like right when Peter, it's from an alternate universe. I think he was basically about to retire as Spider-Man or stop being Spider-Man. And in that reality, I think Uncle Ben did not, either Uncle Ben didn't die or Peter actually, you know, killed the robber, the guy that basically killed Uncle Ben. So it went a little bit different in that reality, but I love the leather jacket, man. It's a really cool look. And honestly, it was definitely one that I wanted to possibly try to find a way onto my top 10, but there's just so many good suits in the game. And you just kind of saw how quickly Quips reloads. This is the undies. Everyone goes down in one punch, including you. So Equalizer, if you are good, you think you're good at, you know, combat, it might actually be a cool suit to use, because you're just gonna, you know, pop people in the mouth and that'll be that. But if they hit you, you're dead too. So it's a very, very high risk reward suit, and there are not many rewards for me personally. I don't enjoy looking at his chiseled body and bum. So we're gonna get right off of this one. Obviously not one of my favorite suits, but this suit is the Homecoming suit, and it did not come with a power. In order to unlock this suit, there are 50 initial landmark locations throughout the world, and you unlock this suit when you get all 50 of them. They are marked on the map as you kind of unlock more, so that's very helpful. And obviously this is from Spider-Man Homecoming. Not the first time the suit's been in the game. It was also in LEGO Marvel Superheroes 2 recently. So, it's a cool suit. No power. You can use whatever power you want with it. I think a lot of people ended up getting this one really fast, because getting all those all the landmark locations, it's pretty easy. So a lot of people would go through the city unlocking the backpacks. You know what? Honestly, you might actually get it for getting all the backpacks, now that I think about it. It was one of the first suits that I got in the game, so it actually might be the backpacks, which are pretty easy to find as well. Next up, you get the ESU suit. This was a secret suit that was added as part of a day one patch. This suit you get for finding not just the 50 locations, but the 50 secret locations. And this suit does come with a power, and you have to use the power because this is... no, it's not a power. It's a suit mod that you need. It's the proximity sensor. You cannot unlock... you cannot find those locations on the map at all unless you have proximity sensor. And even then, you have to be kind of swinging through the area, and you can see the little mini map on the bottom. It'll kind of show up there. So keep that in mind when you're playing the game, that there are all those extra things, but you don't get it until you're level 50. So you need to be level 50, which basically is going to take you all the way through the end of the game. I did not like the suit that much. I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, there you go. I think actually this suit, the undies suit, was a level 50 reward as well. All right, this is a little bit of a spoiler. This is the Antioxidant Suit. You get this when you go into the last part of the game and do the boss battle at the end. I feel like the game has been out long enough to admit and acknowledge that Dr. Octopus is the final person that you end up fighting. It comes with resupply, distributed nanomesh continuously refills current gadgets shot, which is actually pretty useful in the grand scheme of things, because there's some good gadgets that you unlock. And this suit's really cool. It reminds me of the Bulletproof a little bit too much, but if you actually take a really closer look at it, you can see kind of the Doc Ock influence and why it was used. It is definitely a nice suit, but like I said, it's just so similar to the Bulletproof suit that it didn't make my top 10 list. And the final suit that we have to show is another hidden suit that you unlock. It does not come with a power. This is the Dark Suit, and you get this suit by completing Black Cat's quest. She has a side quest in the game, and once you basically find all of the locations with her little cat kind of baubles, you will unlock this suit, the Dark Suit, and it's pretty cool. I actually like it quite a bit. Red's my favorite color, so anything that has red in it is usually something I can get behind. But I think you have to be a certain way into the game before she really pops up. I actually found some of her locations before I even knew that that's what I had to do with it, which is a little frustrating because it means I had to go back and kind of do it twice. But in any event, those are the suits. Which ones are your favorites? Which powers do you like the most? Hope you guys enjoyed.